Thank you so much for joining us at EOG Talks.
I would say my opening remarks in this very interesting and important interview.
His Excellency Tarek El Molla, Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, thank you so much for our yearly interview with yourself. It's always a pleasure to start the year with your very important message and summarizing your previous year and how it meant for you. So, as we start this new year, with all that's going around in the world and all that's going on within the region where we live right now, what is your expectations for the energy sector in 2024?
Well, let me start by thanking you for being with us as usual on a yearly basis at the beginning and the start of a new year. Welcome and thank you for coming, and I wish you and all your audience and your readers a happy new year. I think that we have seen, and it has been very clear to everyone in Egypt, that energy in Egypt is part of the global energy, and what's happening elsewhere is affecting what's happening in Egypt. So it's one world, and energy is again the fuel of the economy. So the challenges that we have seen throughout 23, whether the challenges affecting Egypt directly, locally, or regionally, or internationally, I think that proudly I can tell you that part of our success stories was how we were able to overcome all these challenges in spite of its difficulties and how hard it was. At the end of the day, we were able to supply all the needs of the Egyptians, petroleum products, gasoline, diesel, fuel oil, LPG, natural gas. So for domestic consumption and as well for industrial consumption, for aviation, for all aspects of the economy. Not only that, and I think that we're able also to continue our journey, ensuring that we are putting Egypt on the global map. So on the global energy map, let me be clear on that. So to summarize, yes, it was a challenging year, but again, proudly, I think that we were successful in navigating and reaching the shores safely. So this was, I would say, my opening remarks in this very interesting and important interview.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And yes, 2023 was a very challenging year, and I don't think we're expecting 2024 to be less challenging with all what's going on. What would be your message to your partners after knowing that you've built on the global energy map very, very high credibility on where Egypt stands today in the energy market? And I think the Ministry of Petroleum and Resources has huge trust from its partners on overcoming lots of the challenges. And as we saw in so many different times before, what would be your message to them in 2024?
Well, I have to tell you that for us in this important sector, which is the energy sector, for us, more specific in the oil and gas, for me personally, as the minister of this industry, I have to acknowledge and I have to say that our partners are our backbone. Our partners are our business partners and our success stories. Therefore, they come on top of my priorities, and as usual, I tell them that you have been all the time part and an important reason for our success in Egypt, and I am sure they will continue to be so, and together again as partnership, as reliable partners. I think that we'll continue on and we'll capitalize on our success stories over the years. Yes, I acknowledge that there are challenges, and I think that with challenges we develop the opportunities and we grab it and we capitalize on. And therefore, Egypt is a big country. Egypt has always been a trustworthy partner and will continue like that. So therefore, together we'll grow, together we'll succeed, especially through the year 24, where we can see that some of the challenges will still remain. However, we have plenty of new ideas. We have plenty of new plans to overcome them, to overcome the challenges together. So I'm very optimistic, by the way, although the challenges are still persistent and will be still there during 24. We do not see that they will disappear soon. However, I trust my partners and I bet on them, as well as I ask them to trust us as usual. So I wish them also a happy new year. We'll always be a destination for their, I would say, rewarding investments and growth, where they will always be proud of having business with us.
So 2024, your message, if I would summarize it to your partners, would be: together we will grow, together we will create opportunities, and together we will overcome the challenges. And I see that, as you mentioned right now, the government has lots of ideas that will be implemented within the 2024 that will make this message actually succeed. Well, we wish you all the best of luck in that. And as one sector, and as you always said, we're one big family. And I think this is one thing that you have been able to achieve so proudly. We are so proud of that. We believe that this industry is one big family, from private sector to public sector, with you, of course, leading it. Continuing on 2024, your participation in COP28 was tremendous, and you had so much discussions with different players and different governments, and we saw the outcome of COP28 was very negotiable in the end. How do you see that outcome and its effect on the Egypt's energy sector in the future?
I think that we have also been very much successful in, I would say, identifying and acknowledging the role of our industry, oil and gas, globally, not only locally, since COP26 at Glasgow, where we saw the danger of not having the oil and gas industry invited and present during the COP event. So therefore, taking the advantage of hosting the COP27, we saw that this will be a good opportunity for us to represent the oil and gas industry and to make sure that we highlight and we ensure that oil and gas industry would be and should be invited and would be part of the solution, since they have been all the time accused to be part of the problem of the global warming. So therefore, capitalizing on that and the success that we had during COP27, introducing for the first time ever, a decarbonization day at one of the thematics days. Therefore, in continuation on that, in Dubai, COP28, I think we were able also to continue the narrative of the story, whereby oil and gas is there for putting on the table solutions And therefore, I think that what we have been able to demonstrate as well, that we started already embarking, we as Egypt, to have our methane pledge commitment, our emission net zero commitments. So we had already been able to put the roadmaps, the plans for implementation. We were able to showcase what we did over the last, I would say, 1.5 years since Glasgow and then Sharm el Sheikh and then coming to Dubai. So we have also the buy-in of all our partners and as well our local oil and gas industry. And I think that what we are doing currently is to engage more and more stakeholders. We have been able to be vocal and to get into good communications with international partners, helping us with technology, technical support, capacity building, as well as different stakeholders, as I was saying, our some of the partners, some of the service companies, in order to make sure that we take the opportunity of decarbonizing the oil and gas industry with an opportunity of creating new business opportunities as well, creating new jobs, creating new industries that would support and would enable oil and gas industry to grow with less emissions and to comply with all the COPs and all the commitments that we have taken. So I'm very happy to the outcomes of COP28, and I think it was an important milestone where our friends and brothers in the UAE have been able to also take advantage of being at the same time an oil and gas producer, but at the same time representing this industry, but at the same time showing case that they are committed to transition. And I think we spoke a lot about decarbonization, we spoke about green hydrogen and renewables and all these energy efficiency, all these parameters and pillars that we have endorsed as well in Egypt has been now very clear, and we have also created a department at EGAS to take over this responsibility until we have a complete organization that will carry on the transition responsibility and rules. All that with the support of the technical office at the ministry. So briefly, I think that we are on the right path now, and I see that there are a lot of good opportunities, because actually we believe that hydrocarbons will still be needed for some decades to come. Therefore, we need to be very cautious, very prudent, and very responsible and very responsive to climate change, to global warming, and to reduce emissions.
Well, you do have to be very proud with the outcome of COP28, but I think the main success came by the lobbying you've done in for COP27, and as you said, introducing the Decarbonization Day as one of the thematical days, which was not in any COP before. And as you said, that created so much opportunities to be able to build new opportunities and new businesses and new jobs for the energy sector also, and playing a role in this transition process. But can I quote you that there is now a department in EGAS that is responsible of the transition process, and there will be a separate entity in the future that will take this role?
I think this will be the ultimate goal, to have this separate entity with a separate organization. Until such time, we have this department at EG, as I said. But in order to quote me properly, it is also supported by a division at the technical office at the ministry. So this is also, they are working together with harmony and in order to make sure that when time comes, we will have this dedicated organization.
Your Excellency, as we see the outcomes and how dynamic COPs is becoming and climate change has becoming a very necessary in our world today, and we've also seen the success of the Egypt Petroleum show in the past years. We see that the energy industry is all in a way linked together to be able to actually provide more cleaner energy, even in our oil and gas industry, while using different technology. And from here came the success of actually for the first time in 2024 that Egypt Petroleum show to be actually the Egypt Energy Show in 2024. What's your message for all the participants this year in 2024 in Egypt Energy Show?
Well, I have to, since you spoke to me about one of the important success stories that we have achieved over the last few years, which is the Egypt Petroleum Show. And last year was its 7th edition, and therefore we were very happy to have the success story over years. Egypt Petroleum Show was able to demonstrate and to showcase and to be an attractive venue, I would say a destination, and the window to talk about what is happening and what has happened and what will happen at the oil and gas industry in Egypt, and how business opportunities will be there, and what are the opportunities for new investments and so forth. As time goes and evolves, I think that to reflect also how modern and how dynamic we are, and that we talk and we walk the talk. So I saw that when we were talking about energy transition, I think that it was needed to really act accordingly. So therefore, I saw that this year's edition would reflect the commitment and the seriousness of the Egyptian government towards transition. And how would that be? That would be by having under one roof the oil, gas, together with the transition parameters together. When we talk about renewable, when we talk about decarbonization, when we talk about energy efficiency, all these different parameters and elements that are needed to exist under one roof. And therefore, we will see this year more stakeholders, more participants, more industrial companies, more manufacturers, and this will really, as I say, would reflect the commitment of the government. So together with oil and gas, which is the core of the transition, we'll see all the supporting industries that will be there to decarbonize, to improve energy efficiency, to complement this transition by renewable, by solar, by efficiency, all that together. And therefore, I think this will again show and will reflect and will showcase the seriousness of Egypt and the seriousness of how mature, how committed is this industry. So I'm looking forward for our February edition, and it will be completely different than other years, previous years, because we are now attracting different components and different segments that were not there before. So I'm looking forward really and very excited to see the February edition.
We are all very excited to see the February edition, and I think with your vision of seeing the importance of having all the elements of the energy transition within the Egypt Energy Show, which also serves Egypt's strategy of becoming the energy hub, and Egypt Energy Show right now is not an Egypt event; it is a regional right now event. So I think I think all parts fit very well, and I think that comes very well with your vision. And we have to tell you thank you so much for creating that platform for the region and for Egypt, Your Excellency. One last question. Egypt Oil and Gas, as the communication collaboration partner for the oil and gas sector here in Egypt, what would you ask from Egypt Oil and Gas to do in 2024?
I think, and this answer to your question just came to me while we were talking about the previous question. I think you will need then also to change your name. So your Egypt Oil and Gas, I think, would need to reflect what we are currently doing, because you are part of our communication arms and communication partners, and therefore if we are together telling the entire world that we are committed and we are really in transition, so we are changing our show together with everything. Ultimately, we hope also perhaps the administration of these entities. Therefore, I think that if I would ask you something, I would suggest that perhaps at a certain time you might need to change the name. But doesn't mean that we wouldn't take this opportunity to thank you for the support you have been giving us over the last few years, and expect it to continue like that and to last for several years to come. And I am really thanking you, Mohammed, because you have been with us all over these years. Wherever we have any important event, whether it is during our shows, Egypt show, or roundtables, or conferences like the COPs, or the roundtables as we spoke, and I think that internationally also, and I think it is very much important to have a very professional, strong communicating agency and arm like your good self to support our business. Very important to give awareness to our audience, our people, our customers, our partners, inside our industry and outside the industry, because this is always needed to shed light for people who do not know what we do. And therefore, as I say, I take this opportunity to thank you again and to wish you all the best of luck and continuous success, hopefully, inshallah.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Actually, we have to thank you for giving us this responsibility and trusting in our capabilities. And I think with that, we've been able to succeed with you as our mentor and doing so much for our country and for our sector. Your Excellency, Happy New Year. We know it's a very challenging year, but we know that also you can definitely overcome all these challenges, and we're with you, the whole industry, the sector, the partners. I think everybody believes in your credibility, believes in your trust, believes in your vision. So we wish you all the best, and to you, to your family, with great health and wealth, inshallah. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.